If you get in a situation where you need to get around a corner, it'll go left, forward, to the right. My thumb kept wandering up, and I shut it off a few times.
Hey, what's up? Barnaby here. So you want to know more about this bad boy? It is a Nibbler. It is a FEIN Nibbler, and it can go up to 6 gauge. It's got a 1,200 watt motor, 750 strokes per minute, can tear through about 9.5 feet of metal per minute as well. What we like to do with tools like this is put them into the hands of real people. It's a two-handed transfer. Yep. Kirk Brown, so a man with some history in possibly the metalworking industry?
I did tool and die for close to 20 years, so
okay, well, you know,
I've been around metal.
Good, and that's why we put the tool into your hands, and for that, I'll be really interested to get your take on performance, design, quality, and value. So, besides the history in tool and die, are you working still in metal?
I do. I have my own shop in Caledonia, Crafty Bee, Nostalgia Speed. It's a full machine shop, but we specialize in building hot rod cars and trucks. A lot of suspension fabricating.
Okay.
Sand casting.
Metal, metal, metal.
Metal. A lot of sparks, a lot of dust.
Fun. It's a manly pursuit.
It is.
So let's talk about how this one performed. What'd you use it for?
We put some floorboards in a 39 Studebaker coupe we're building, and we did some heavy gauge boilerplate, which is like a diamond plate. Sure. And we ripped through a piece of 3/16 bar stock just to try it out.
Ripped through, you say?
We nibbled through it.
Yeah. So explain the process of a nibbler.
A nibbler is basically like a paper punch. There's a die and a punch, and it nibbles a little rectangle slot through where you're going, and all the slugs will fall through this hole on the floor. It's just a shower of little slugs everywhere when you're done.
Cool. Okay. And so all metals that you put in its path, it nibbled its way through?
Yep. Yes, it did.
Okay. So it performed well.
It performed how it should. I mean, if you're going to advertise something that's going to go through 6 gauge, it has to be the best of the best. Otherwise, it would just blow apart. I was really surprised when I opened the box to see such a small package doing such a big job.
Cool. Okay, well, let's talk about the design, because that's probably why it did the job that it did. Take me through it from tip to tail. What do you like? Maybe what don't you?
Well, the design, it's heavy, so it's giving you a sign that there's some quality there. One of the features is this quick disconnect. If you get in a situation where you need to get around a corner, it'll go left, forward, to the right. That's nice. The little guides come off real easy if you have to sharpen the punch or the die, which you don't have to do very often. It's got a nice safety screen in here by the motor in the event a slug would get caught, put in there. The handle, no big deal. Remove the fastener for the lefties, flips to the other side. It's got a 16-foot long cord, which is always great.
Yeah. Does it feel good?
The handle's a little stubby, but I'm sure it has to be to squeeze the high amperage motor in there. The only thing that I really found is when I was going through the stock, my thumb kept wandering up, and I shut it off a few times. So it's not a deal breaker for me, but it'd have been nice to maybe have just a reference point for your thumb to know that, hey, you know, while you're cutting, you're getting close to the switch.
Yeah, back it off.
Back it off, and it doesn't take anything to trip it off. So yeah. You know.
Okay. All right, then let's talk about the quality. As you've been using it in your mind's eye, do you see this going the distance?
Oh, I do. I mean, it's sturdy. This is all solid aluminum. This is well engineered. To go through 6 gauge, it has to be. It just has to be. Otherwise, it would just a lesser engineered model would just blow apart.
Okay, then you know what? Let's talk about the dollars and cents of the situation. You know, how I guess it comes at a price, and a pretty hefty one at that. And so for that, would you recommend it?
I would recommend it all day long if you had a job that you could use this over and over again. I mean, for me, it's a little bit much. But if you had a job that would support it, you know it's going to last. So there's not an issue of how long it will last. It will just do the job and just keep right on going.
Okay, cool.
And it's nice that if you're on a job site, all you can do is plug it in. You don't need a torch, you don't need a plasma cutter, you don't have to use a grinding wheel, you plug it in. And I followed a line with no problem. We scribed some lines, and we just went to town. You got to clamp your part down, though. It does want to shake it a little bit, so we clamped it to the table.
a cautionary tale from a man with 20 years in the tool and
Yeah,
die and
yep.
all his fingers to show for it.
I do
So
have all of them.
that's good. All right, well, I'll tell you what, it's all about the real people, right? Telling us the real story. We got a little catchphrase here at toolselect.com. Real stats, real people, making it real easy to figure out if this is the tool for you, and that's the value of toolselect.com. Do me a favor, tell all your tool-loving friends about it.